So hi, it's Natalie. It's day 6 of the Manifesting Visibility training. I hope you're enjoying it. If you've missed out on some of the previous videos, they're below. And today we're talking about a really big topic. I don't know what to post about. What am I supposed to post about on Facebook to engage my audience? That was a very, very popular question. And aside from fears that came up as a block in the survey that I did a couple of weeks ago, and more than 40 people answered that, so I feel pretty confident with that. And I know that that's true because I felt that way as well. I used to go, okay, I have no idea what to say. And so here's the thing about that. Stop, get out of your head. It's not about trying to figure out what to say. It's what do you want to say? And what's the message that you want to put out into the world. So when you go out to see your friends, you don't say, hey, what do I want to say? What am I going to talk to them about? You're not sitting there in front of them having this conversation in your head. Well, you might be, if you're me, but most people aren't like that. They're just it's gonna evolve. It's gonna be organic, and you're gonna try things out. Hey, did you try this? Did you try that? Did you do last Friday? And you're gonna engage, and you're gonna have a conversation. And it's the same thing on Facebook. You're talking to one individual all the time, even though it's showing up in their feeds. So if you want to target your audience, what questions do they have that would make them look, hey, I really want to have that answer? And what are they interested in, and how do you engage your interests and mix yours with theirs so that you can intertwine and really create a fan base that you love, because you want to love your fans. They want to love you, but you want to love them as well because you're going to be working with them in the future. All right, so what do you do to get ideas? And this is something I got from my first business coach, and she said, you want to interview women. Now, at the time, I didn't want to interview the women because I did not want to do the business we were proposing to build, which was a niche for project managers. And yeah, it made a lot of sense. I just didn't want to do it. So anyways, I did go out and interview women. One of the things that I learned from interviewing 10 project managers is I learned what their problems were. I learned what their aspirations were. I also learned what they really wanted out of project management in their careers. I learned so much about where they hang out, what they do, what they don't do. I even learned the fact that most of them don't hang out on Facebook. It was, pretty interesting process and journey for me to learn that. And in the process, I also ended up with a list of about 300 topics for blog ideas because I knew what they wanted and what they didn't want, and there were common themes that kept coming back. So it's the same for you. Pick 10 of your ideal clients, and when I say ideal, you don't have to pick them forever, just who you want to work with today, or even for the next week, and go have a conversation with them. There are lots of places on Google that you can Google up some questions for your fans. I'm going to have some of those in Manifest Your Tribe so that you can use those and ask. And it's just about getting to know your people and just seeing where they're at. And by the way, I was a little bit nervous when I started that process. And every single time that I've gone through those interviews with women, and I probably had 35 in the last year, I have learned a ton. And the women that have gone through that process and answered questions also got a lot of clarity from themselves. So that is not just a one way. It's usually a two-way, and it's also a great segue into what you want to do and bringing your business to the next level, because then you can go back to them and say, hey, this is what I'm up to, and I just thought I would let you know. And again, you're not fishing, you're not hooking them, you're just fishing and letting people decide if they want to. All right, so that's a really great way to know what people want to post about. So now, what are you going to post about? All right, I'm going to list things here and I'm going to read it. All right, you can post an introduction about yourself. What do you do? If you're not sure, tell them that. Your new coach, tell them that. Give them personal information about who you are and where you're from, what you do, what you love, what your favorite ice cream is. Just go there. Introduce yourself on different Facebook groups. Make yourself memorable. So there was one thread that I saw about posting our names and where we're from. And our names is kind of weird because we're already posting our name when we're commenting on something. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to add a little bit to that. And I added that I was from Montreal and my favorite sport was ABC. I don't even remember what I said, but I stood out. And by doing that, other people started to see my comments and started to notice me. So it was just the little things that can really help to make you personal. So become human on Facebook. All right, post about yourself. All right, but don't make every post about you. Make them about your clients. You can use a video if you're not comfortable writing. I'm a dyslexic, so it's a little bit hard to always edit, and sometimes I get a little tired, so I'm going to use video instead. All right, mini sessions. All right, you can do mini sessions with clients. Offer them on Facebook. They love them. If you don't know where your ideal client hangs out, ask on Facebook or ask entrepreneurial women that kind of fit your role, and because there are a lot of them, and you will find some that match what you actually want, and they may have friends that may they may refer you to. So start with those mini sessions, get into their heads, ask them where they are on Facebook, and you'll be able to find them by the way. Testimonials are another great way to promote yourself on Facebook without looking too cheesy, right? Questions, freebies if you have them, and freebies, you know what? They can take time. If you don't have to have one, but if you do, you can promote it. And a great way to do that is to use a testimonial to increase that. Blog posts, your own and others, stories, quotes, images, anything that suits your fancy, songs. Your heart's desire at that level. So I've just given you a whole bunch of ideas. And it's not all about what you're doing. It's about engaging your audience. And the more you can engage and what they like and tie it into what you want to do, the higher your ability to turn those fans into clients is going to be. And that's going to come with time. Initially, you just want to start to really engage with your audience and just seeing where they are and inspiring them so that they can start to know, like, and trust you, and you can get to know them. All right. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know if we want to go deeper into that, and we will do that in the Manifest Your Tribe workshop. We're going to go into details, and we're going to have examples, and you're going to have a lot more support in there. One of the things that I'm going to be offering is that you can go into the private Facebook group for the group and post your posts and get feedback from me and others to see how people respond. And because that's also really helpful, I've been doing that for quite a few of my clients recently. And even though I'm not a business coach, I do know what's going on with respect to those. All right, so if you want to go deeper, click the button below. And tomorrow is day 7, which means that we're going to be talking about not looking like an idiot on Facebook. And it's really a quick conversation because there's not much to say about that, and how not to look like an idiot on Facebook. So I will see you tomorrow, and with that I leave you and have a fantastic